You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, night shifters? We're back. I'm sure some of y'all are going, dude, where's my podcast?
Yeah. All, what do we say? 8? Some kind of crazy amount of people. We are the number one podcast for them. So there's been a few of them that are probably wondering where we're at. We are right here with episode 126.
I'm Chuck. That's John. And we're here. Look, it's been the holiday season and we're not on schedule yet.
Nope, not at all. It's been tough. And we had construction and then we had storms.
They say a poor excuse is better than no excuse at all.
Yeah.
Or that an excuse is the nails that build a house of failure.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I don't think good thing we're podcasting, not building houses.
Yeah, my parents used to always tell me, give me a reason, not an excuse.
Oh, well, the reason is we didn't make it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The reason.
How was your weekend?
Here, huh?
How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was pretty good. Helped Cheyenne get packed up.
Yeah, you have one really leaving the nest.
Yeah, she is flocked all the way down to Florida.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? You now have a child living out of state. Does it feel that much different?
You know, it's pretty cool. I mean, I won't see her as much, but like I've probably texted her more this week than I have on a normal week. So
yeah. It's giving you a reason to be more in touch at least.
I know some people in her family were kind of hurt that she was leaving. Mary Beth was sad that she was leaving, but she understood. I told her, I said, I'm excited.
Yeah.
You're getting to do what everybody goes. When everybody goes, oh, we should stay. When we go on vacation, we should stay here. We should move here.
Yeah, everybody wants to move to Florida. It's beautiful.
Well, she's at that opportunity to move.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, I think there's a lot of young people that have that kind of, I don't want to necessarily say pipe dream, but it is for most people a pipe dream, moving closer to the beach, being closer to those things. And most of us don't get that opportunity.
Most of us don't. They're in Sanford, Florida. So that's directly between Daytona Beach, which is her favorite beach, and the Disney theme parks.
That's awesome, man. That's perfect.
Perfect.
Wow. Wow. Congratulations, Cheyenne.
Yeah, we're going down this weekend because we got to finish helping move some stuff because it wouldn't all fit.
Oh, wow. Did they take a big U-Haul or something? One big truck?
They had a 20-footer. They had her car full of stuff, his car full of stuff, and his parents' rental car full of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're bringing some stuff. Most of the stuff we're bringing is like cleaning supplies because Mary Beth went in and cleaned up yesterday morning before the storms or between the storms. I don't know.
Their old house. She went and cleaned their old house.
Yeah, she went and cleaned up the old house.
Yeah. Well, that's very nice of her.
Yeah, so we got to take that stuff down there. Plus, we just want to go.
What was the name of the town again?
Sanford.
Okay, so you're headed to Sanford, Florida for the weekend.
Yeah, and she started off with a tornado warning yesterday.
So oh, jeez.
I was like, it's just the Florida weather welcoming you.
That's right. Now, are you guys staying a couple of nights there? What's the deal?
Yeah, I think we're going to make a long weekend out of it.
Are you staying at her place? Are you they got a room for you? What's up?
Well, his parents are down there still, so they're staying at their place.
Yeah.
And we're staying at a hotel. It's called it's a different town. It's called Deltona.
Oh.
But it's pretty much the same town.
Okay.
Like it's 11 minutes away from their house.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's not bad.
No, it'll be get a little dose of Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Right. You get to move your child in out of state. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, rumor has it that we're going to Disney Springs to eat Saturday night, so
Ooh.
I could go for that.
Yeah, I know that's right. I'm
voting for the House of Blues. So I don't know.
Man, I can't wait to hear that recap. That's going to be a good weekend review right there.
That,
You get
that'll
to go
be a good
to
weekend
House of
review.
Blues.
Of course, we'll be late again next week.
Yeah, we'll be late. We'll be late again next week if you're going to be traveling, right? When are you coming back?
Coming back Monday.
Right. We got the long weekend with work now.
Yeah.
Praise God. Yeah. So we'll take it.
So then after that, hopefully we'll get on a regular schedule, and you'll be getting last night's coffee with Chuck and John on Tuesdays as promised.
That's right. That's right. Go back to our regular release date of Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. So what'd you do this weekend? You got a new family member, right?
Oh, I did, man. I did. Yeah. That's my weekend in review was we've got a new house cat named Toby.
Okay.
I mean, he's cute as far as kittens go. He's like 8 weeks old. I'm not a cat guy. I think they're little gentle reminders of loneliness, like up in a corner somewhere, you know? That's just kind of just you see them and you just remember how lonely you are, you know?
Okay,
they're weird. I don't like cat like all right. When I found out how many billions of animals house cats kill every year,
yeah, it's a crazy number.
Yeah, I thought it was just when I heard someone talk about it was a few billion, or billions, I thought it was just going to be a few billion. It's 14 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot of animals.
It's 14 billion, and that's in the U.S. alone. They're just little killers.
It's already plotting to kill you.
Yeah. Someone brought up something to me over the weekend when I was talking about cats, and they said that that cats allowed us to domesticate them. You know how we domesticated dogs? Like we domesticated dogs.
Right.
They say that cats allowed us to domesticate them. Like they kind of took a liking to us.
I don't like that.
Isn't that weird?
I don't trust cats.
I don't either.
I've got some questions about this.
Not at all.
Did this cat previously live outside?
No.
Okay, so it was born a house cat.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yes, I got a head start there.
When y'all went to pick up the cat, did y'all have to chase it?
I've had to chase him a couple of times.
No, I mean like when you got it at the place, where whoever you got it
from. Oh no, we actually got delivery. So it was a friend of ours that delivered it from Big Brown, as a matter of fact. Oh, okay. So in his uniform and everything. Shout out Fred. My brother Fred brought over this little kitten to us on Saturday morning. So like,
okay,
yeah, like a little present delivery.
Oh, nice. Well,
yeah. So we got him in a cat carrier, and we just got him out of the cat carrier, and he was fine. He's been okay. It's been funny to watch Beasley kind of adjust to him, because Beasley's humongous.
Yeah, and clumsy.
And clumsy. One swipe of her paw, and that little guy is done. But they're getting used to each other. It's been interesting to watch, but yeah. Huh. It's pretty fun.
Maybe you'll have good luck with this cat. We had a house cat when I was growing up, and it didn't like me. It didn't like anybody.
Yeah.
It hid most of the time.
Most of the time, it just hid?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, though. That's kind of the best kind of cat, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. It attacked me and my brother.
Oh. Well, that's maybe not the best kind of cat, okay?
It didn't like engine sounds.
Well, that's not a good thing for a family full of mechanics.
No, not for us at all. And we were playing a racing video game on Nintendo, sitting on a stool, like a footstool.
Yeah.
And that cat attacked my back.
No.
Yeah.
Just clawed up your back?
Yeah.
Dude, what a jerk of a cat. What was this cat's name?
Roseanne.
What? Was it named after Roseanne Barr?
I can't remember who.
Was it a fat cat?
No, not at all.
Oh.
It's a skinny little scrawny thing. Mean as crap.
Catherine likes fat cats. She's trying to make this one fat already. She's like feeding him all the time.
I don't know if you can make a cat fat.
But she's got a point. I can't think of a mean fat cat.
No.
I've never met a mean fat cat. They're always like really chill.
Its name is Toby.
His name is Toby.
So we're assuming that it is a male cat.
It is a male cat, yes.
We've checked.
Yeah, they're there.
You're gonna want to get that thing fixed.
Yeah, we're going to.
You know, we had a male cat one time. It was an outside cat. We thought it was a girl. We named it Priscilla. Turned out it was Pat. And yeah,
that's hilarious. Did he go to spraying all over the inside of your house?
No, it was an outside cat. Did I say it was inside cat? Well, I meant it was an outside cat. Anyway, it sprayed my bass boat.
Oh. So every time you went fishing, for a little while, you had to smell that.
Yeah, every time that floor would get wet.
Oh man, and that cat spray is something else, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person at all.
No, man, they're just not my thing. I'm much more of a dog person. Now, what's crazy is, like I said, this guy Toby, he's only 8 weeks old. Okay. So 2 months old. You know, Fred's cat is already back in heat, ready to have some more. That's crazy.
That is crazy. And if you're wondering about Fred, you can listen to him on Experience the People.
Yeah.
Not Experience. Is it Experience? Is he on Experience the People?
Yeah, I did an episode with him on Experience the People, and then we have not recorded a From Felon to Faith in quite a while.
Okay.
But I don't know that it's done. You know how the holidays get with where we work, so you know we might get back on the train. We'll see. We'll see what time holds. But you can check out Fred on Experience the People. Me and him had a podcast together. Have a podcast together, From Felon to Faith. It's really, really cool. He's got an awesome story. He just released a book. I think I shouted it out on the podcast a while back, but
thanks, Lou. He's
got the e-version of the book you can check out. The book's called From Felon to Faith. Really awesome dude. So yeah, shout out Fred. Awesome guy.
Yeah, Fred's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
What else I was going to say about cats? Oh, I know what I was going to say about cats. I don't like it when people post these videos where they say their cat acts like a dog. They're one of the dogs, because they don't. They're tricking you.
Yeah.
That cat is going to eat your face if you die.
Yeah, if you die, they will immediately eat you. And that's kind of terrifying as well. Like, they have no feelings of you.
No.
Either way. You know, they act like they love you, but that's only because, like, in the moment you're giving them attention or food or whatever. Yeah. As soon as you die, if you die in your home with a cat, that cat's coming after you.
Yeah.
You're easy food at that point.
Yeah, I don't like cats for that.
Yeah, I mean, a dog will wait until the dog's starving to start eating you. But the cat, it immediately latches onto you. I mean, they really are terrifying. I mean, there's some scientists who believe that our nightmares come from being afraid of big cats, like worrying about big cats attacking us at night. That's where some scientists believe that nightmares come from. Well, like the whole concept.
Every continent had a big cat at one point.
Yeah, man. We had like the American lion and all kinds of stuff over here.
Yeah, the mountain. We had the Black Panther. You got to watch out for your Black Panther. They'll get you.
Especially when they're having parties.
I was talking about the animal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
The cryptid.
I got hung up on Forrest Gump's Black Panther party.
There's a T-shirt. I think I'm gonna get it from Mary Beth. This cryptid's got me thinking about it. It's Bigfoot riding on a unicorn.
Yes.
And it says, "Believe in yourself, even if nobody else does."
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Do you really think there's a Bigfoot in the woods right now?
So Jane Goodall, you remember the gorilla lady?
Yeah, of course.
She believes there's Bigfoots.
Right now?
Yeah.
Like, I know that at one point in time, we've kind of proven that it may have been a real animal, Australopithecus, I think it's called, where it was like basically a giant bipedal ape. But she thinks that like they're all over the world or just in America. Like, what's her perspective? This gorilla lady, Jane Goodall.
Well, there is a YouTube video that we don't have time to watch. But
kind of explains it all.
Yeah. She is okay. So it says why there's a article that says why Jane Woodall wouldn't rule out the existence of Bigfoot, and this was in 2021. And I wish
2021 recent.
Yeah, this is recent. This is where we need a producer because I can't read and talk at the same time.
So it's all good.
Something about every single country has a version. Eddie, a Yowie in Australia, Canada Wild in China. So I don't know if perhaps a myth that stems from maybe the last of the Neanderthals, but then is the last of the Neanderthals still even living in remote forest?
Well, that's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting theory. I never even thought about a different type of Homo sapien being Bigfoot. So I've always thought of it as like a primate.
Yeah, so I mean, shoot one, is it a homicide?
I mean,
Geico was able to find and employ some for a while.
So I've seen. Jack Link's jerky too.
Jack Link's jerky. Yeah.
That's funny.
If there is a Bigfoot and if Bigfoot listens to this podcast, we would love to have you on.
We would. Yeah. You've been to his museum. I mean, we're big fans.
Yeah. Mary Beth works with a bunch of believers. So
yeah. I'm a big fan. I celebrate his entire catalog.
That would be so much fun.
Have they smell? Podcast?
They smell.
Oh, he would smell so bad. I bet he'd be like a goat. You know how goats like piss in their beards or whatever? I bet he'd do all kinds of stuff.
It's like that documentary about Bigfoot's Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember he smelled. Harry smelled.
Ooh, yeah. So. Hey, so we've been talking about storms, man. We are right smack in between storms right now.
Dude, right now it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
A light breeze. Yesterday was pretty windy. What blew my mind about yesterday's storm is the places that rednecks love to vacation. Panama City and Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg flooded. Panama City had a tornado, and it was from the same storm.
Yeah, it was a huge system, man. When I was looking at the radar, like it went on forever.
Yeah, and that's the same storm system that gave Cheyenne a tornado warning.
Yeah, welcome here, tornado. Yeah. So we have a winter storm though on its way, correct? Like this thing is going to bring the temperatures down real low.
Yeah, next week is going to be brutal.
Yeah, I think we got some teens in store for us, which is not fun for us in the metro Atlanta area. I mean, for us to get down to the teens towards central Georgia is not fun.
No, we will survive.
Yeah, but we will survive.
We'll be moving slow.
I need a cough button, man. I've got something in my...
You need a cough. I've got a cough button. See?
Whoa, dude.
And then I'm back.
And now you're back. That was really cool. That worked really well. I need one, man. I need a cough button bad. It's only sometimes, man.
It's only sometimes. Well, that's why it's a button and not a switch.
Right. Well, yeah. So we need some more listeners so I can upgrade my mic at least. I guess Chuck's got the latest and greatest, but
it's kind of a cheap mic, but you know, a Walmart special.
Well, hey, you want to jump into this football wrap up, dude?
Yeah, the last football wrap up of the season.
That
I
football
think we
season.
said that last week too, but
But now
this
it's
is the
over.
real.
Over. Yeah.
Football is over.
All right. So, you want to start with college, man?
Yeah, there was a football game. It was a national championship.
I didn't watch any of it. I checked the score on ESPN app a couple of times, but that's about it.
It was. There's some are considering it another blowout, but Michigan beat Washington. Yay!
Yay.
Now it's 9 months till football starts again, and then we get to commit to the G.
Commit to the G. So let me ask you something. Do you think our impression of the national championship was just because we're Georgia fans? Like, we're used to SEC football. Like, why were we underimpressed with this year's national championship? Put that into words.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we like SEC football.
Yeah.
The world likes SEC football. The only people that are concerned about Michigan football are the few Michigan fans that are out there.
Yeah.
I've never met a Washington fan. I know at least two Michigan fans.
Yeah.
So I know they got a little bit of a fan base. But
Yep.
I think I don't know. It's like, when you get those World Series where it's not exciting teams or just people are just tired. Like when it's New York versus whoever.
Yeah.
And nobody watches them.
Yeah.
So
it happens. It happens. I don't know. I found the two teams a little lackluster this year, but
that
I
and
think
Michigan,
I'm just kind of tired of the whole selection process too. The whole top four, like that whole idea. We were sold this playoff, like we're finally going to have college football playoffs, and it was only 4 teams, wound up being too similar to like the weird selection that they used to do. So like, I don't know. I just haven't been too on board with the 4-team playoffs anyway.
That and should Michigan even have been allowed to play?
Well, there's that too.
There's a lot of people. They're like, well, the coach didn't know about the cheating. It don't matter. The coach is the representative of his people. It
was under the coach's watch. He's the head coach.
Yes. If you work for somebody and you do something egregious, your boss is going to get fussed at.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get fussed at.
Yes.
So, like say you're working on a customer's car and it comes back. Well, the first person that's going to get fussed at is the boss, the owner.
Yep.
And then you're going to get fussed at. And the potential loss of national championship would be the loss of the customer forever.
Yeah.
So,
for
a while anyway.
At least for a while. Look, I think they probably deserved a little bit of a suspension or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they needed. I don't know. I don't think they probably didn't deserve to be in there. I think it's really shady what they did. I think everybody steals. I think that's part of the game, probably, like we saw in baseball. And I think we addressed it on the podcast at that point, man. It's when you start bringing in technology that I've got an issue with it. Like if you want to do it the old school way, where you're standing on your sideline, you're watching their play callers, you're trying to read lips or maybe catch a little bit from across the field. Like if you want to do the old school, whatever methods from your own sideline, that's fine. But when you start sending in like imposters to someone else's sideline and you start using technology to steal the signs, that's where I begin to have an issue.
Well, at one point they didn't have the technology of being able to watch film on the team.
Sure.
So I'm not taking up for them. I'm just saying, should that technology not be allowed? Should you not be able to watch film on the other team?
No, I think you should be able to watch film. I think filming the play callers maybe is a little strange, like because can you just sit there and rewatch film of a play caller alone? Like that would be a little bit odd if you could do that.
That could be odd. Like if you're watching the play and then you're watching the 3 play callers and you start
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee there's already an artificial intelligence being designed to decode these 3 play callers that these teams are putting out there. They've already got an AI developed to decode it all, to figure it all out. I know they do. And we're going to get into AI decoding some things after the break, but yeah, we did have a lackluster national championship this year, and I agree with you. I think there is a little question whether Michigan should have been in it in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's why people didn't watch it. If it had been a Michigan year, because in all actuality, Michigan does have a pretty big fan base.
They do, yeah, absolutely. Michigan Wolverines, they've been famous for a while. I mean, popular for a while.
They've got a lot of bandwagon fans that are like, well, if my team didn't make it, I'm going to cheer for Michigan.
Sure.
Sure. I think there was less excitement about it this year just because of that.
Maybe. I mean, I know the Harbaughs kind of have some fans because they've got a football family, right? Yeah. So like the Harbaughs carry a little bit of fan base with them. But what's really funny to me is to think that they were ready. Michigan was ready to kick Jim Harbaugh to the curb, brother. They were ready to get rid of that dude. I mean, he just now delivered on his promise to bring a national championship to Michigan, which, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's something easy. No, but the school was ready to kick that dude to the curb. I mean, maybe a year ago, like not even a year ago, they were ready to get rid of this dude. And here he is winning a natty for him. So congratulations to Michigan. Yeah. How about the Falcons season being over? Let's hit professional for a second.
The Falcons lost again.
They lost.
Now they don't have a coach.
Now they don't have a coach. It was in very short order as well. Man, I was so close on my prediction, dude. I was so close.
Monday morning, he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone. I mean, right at the stroke of midnight, pretty much, right?
Yeah. We've talked about we want the Falcons to recruit dogs, to draft dogs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the rumor is the wrong dog.
But I think, luckily for us, they are just that. They are just rumors. I don't think there's anything to substantiate any of those claims.
Well, it's Lane Kiffin that put the rumor out there.
Sure, he was the one that said they should interview Kirby.
Yeah. And, of course, he wants Kirby out of his way.
Yeah.
And plus, he trolls Kirby all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Him and Kirby troll each other back and forth. They've got a text thread where they just go back and forth at each other.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real substance there. I don't see him even really interviewing for the job. I doubt Arthur Blank even actually reaches out to Kirby.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything real in that rumor at all. I don't personally. I don't see Kirby going anywhere. His style of coaching, we've talked about this before, does not translate to a pro game.
Not at all.
Just like Saban's didn't translate to a pro game. Lots of people don't remember. Saban was a professional coach for a minute. Yep. He didn't do well. He came back to college. He did well. And of course, we know that Kirby Smart's mentor was Nick Saban. And so I don't see his game switching over to professional very well. And by God, I hope it's not Bill Belichick either.
You don't think that'd go well in Atlanta?
I don't think Bill Belichick in Atlanta would go well at all. I think it takes Atlanta is too hip for Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? Like, we need the sound bites. The Atlanta fans need the sound bites. They need the glitz. They need the glam. They need the flares. They need high flying stuff. They need, like, that's what the Atlanta fans need, and that's not what you're going to get from Bill Belichick.
There's only one answer for all that.
Bring it.
Coach Prime.
Hey, I am not against it.
Dude, that would be in Atlanta. He would be king.
Let him build up his coaching career a little bit, understand coaching a little bit more, because I know he understands the game. I get that. I think he needs a few years to really understand coaching. because there's only one way to learn it for real, and that's to do it, right? So like give him a few more years at Colorado, maybe even let Texas A&M pay him a whole crap ton of money when their next coach doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him leaving for Texas A&M or any of those schools right now. I can see him leaving in a couple of years, maybe when one or two of his kids have declared for the draft, right?
Right.
But I think he'll stay at Colorado for the time being, maybe take another job, but that would be a great place. I got no problem with Coach Prime coming down here to the A.
That would be cool. I don't know if he's got hard feelings about the Falcons or not from his time in the past.
Not really. I don't think so. No, I don't know that he's the biggest fan of Arthur, but I mean, Arthur's never done anything wrong to him either.
Is anybody an Arthur Blank fan? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Are you? What about you? You? There's no Arthur Blank fans here.
Dude, is he the Kleiner for Atlanta?
Who's Kleiner?
Kleiner from the show we're watching, Reacher.
Oh,
Is he the Kleiner that like he comes in and just employs a bunch of people and everybody just worships him because he employs a bunch of people?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he starts buying everything up. He owns the dang town now.
You know, I've been thinking about the success of Home Depot.
Uh-huh.
And that's where he made his money.
Yep.
But there was another guy. What was the other guy that was partners with him?
Ooh, I can't remember the other guy's name. You got me on that one.
I'm going to look it up. You just keep talking.
Well, we know that Arthur Blank currently owns the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta United. And I think he also, I want to say he has more sports teams, but I can't think of what they are. I know he made most of his money from starting with Home Depot, but there was another business as well. I can't think of right now that Arthur Blank made a bunch of money from.
So it was Bernie Marcus.
Okay, Bernie Marcus. What about Bernie Marcus?
He was the other part of the Home Depot, starting Home Depot.
Yep.
What if we've always thought that, Arthur Blank's this great guy, and, now he's sold to Home Depot and he's buying the Falcons, right? And, look what he did for at Home Depot. He built this awesome business. What if he's just not that guy? He was just there.
Bernie was that guy.
Bernie was that guy.
Was that guy.
Yeah, and he happened to just be the guy beside him, kind of like Chuck and John.
Yeah,
yeah. Like you can do a podcast with somebody else. I tried to do a podcast by myself, and I'm like,
yeah. Right. It wouldn't go over quite as well. Arthur could have just been the money.
Yeah.
He could have just brought a little bit of finance to the situation, not have been the mastermind at all. Which, if you look at the Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta United, he doesn't seem to be much of the mastermind in either of those situations either. He hires pretty much everybody to call shots for him. I mean, he really just signs checks.
Maybe Bernie had that ability to put the right people in the right places. And Arthur Blank will try to put people in the right places, but he's not building a team. He's just spending money.
So is Bernie Marcus still alive?
Yeah.
He is?
I think so.
Dude, we need Bernie Marcus to buy the Falcons.
He's 89 years old.
We need Bernie Marcus to buy the Falcons.
No, he's 94 years old.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't think he did more philanthropy.
He's probably not up for something like that right now.
He was more he did more charity work.
Uh-huh.
With his money afterwards.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Whereas Arthur was buying sports teams.
Yeah.
Dude, so that's our football wrap up for this week. Last football wrap up of the season. Thank you guys.
Yep.
We
appreciate
see
you in 9 months with that.
We might have a coaching update here or there for the Falcons, but other than that, no football for a while.
No, but we're getting closer to racing season.
Yes, we are, man. Yes, we are. What's the latest update for Oxenford Racing, man?
We got some irons in the fire that we really can't talk about right now.
Okay, that's fair enough. But you've
Just
got
know
some connections that you're making.
there's stuff going on in the background.
Okay.
Charlie had gone to a racing industry show this weekend for the first time, and he's learning how to talk to people. Some of it's good. Some of the things we're hearing is good. He's making some good connections. He might be going to a chassis school in like 2 weeks in Pennsylvania.
Dang.
So,
that'd be a big deal, man.
Yeah.
This kid's going to be making a lot of connections if he keeps going to these classes and stuff like that.
Get him some knowledge. He wants to put him a YouTube channel together. I told him, I said, well, look, you got to have something, his thing is like, working through Synergy and stuff and Speed U, they kind of present Charlie as this blue collar racer. Where he's not on daddy's money. He's not the guy sitting in the trailer waiting waiting to just say, okay, get in the car and go out. I said, well, if that's going to be how you're presented, then people need to see you. You're designing your own graphics on the side of your car.
Yep.
He's been working on that this week. It's looking good.
Cool.
I could send you a picture of that, and maybe you could.
Mike
could even throw that up in there.
Yeah, of course. Send me a picture of it.
Talking about it.
Yeah, so he needs to be recording himself. He needs to be like documenting the designing of these graphics. He needs to be documenting him working on the race car, finishing everything up. Like he really needs to be doing all that for this YouTube channel if he really wants to start it then.
Yeah, and just get out there. And
I think a lot of people would love to see the journey, the ground up journey as well. You know what I mean? Like there's probably some race fans out there who would like to reminisce on when they were freaking 14, 15 years old and getting their first hobby car. Or I mean, most guys probably weren't getting their first hobby car at that age, but still, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people would like to watch that.
Yeah, he got to meet Jeremy Mayfield this weekend.
That's awesome. That's a pretty big name in NASCAR, man.
He met Chris Ferguson that runs Dirt Super Late Models, which he's already a Ferguson fan. So
that's
that
fantastic.
was pretty cool. That was pretty cool for him. But
yeah,
I sent you that.
Side okay, awesome. Yeah, I've got it.
Been working on.
Let's see here.
And we're going to tweak it a little bit. It's hard to tell. It's those colors on the computer don't really translate to the colors that we're going to use. We're going to use that fluorescent red that we use on everything. But I'm proud of him. I'm glad he's getting out there and trying to do it. And he's like, Dad, my goal is to get to where you just come to the track. You don't have to spend no money. I'm like,
yeah, dude. We like that, man. What a good kid.
So,
what a good kid, man.
It's weird to talk about it because you almost Joe Rogan talks about that imposter syndrome sometimes.
Sure.
Like you just feel weird the way things are falling into place.
Yeah. Like you don't quite belong in that situation.
Man, this is weird how that just but sometimes it does. But we got Paul's cars dropped off at the body shop. We did that last week, I think.
Awesome.
Still waiting to hear back from them on getting it straightened out. So
yeah, you got to straighten his front end out.
Yeah, the front end got whacked over a little bit. So
yeah.
And then we had some friends of ours went to Alabama to the Ice Bowl this weekend. They had 74 of those hot shots show up, and one of them that they were pretty good friends with, Kevin Scott, he finished 4th or 5th, somewhere in there.
Wow.
So he had a real good run.
Yeah, that's a good showing right there, man. That's a good showing. That's awesome, man. I'm excited for both of them to get back on the track and to be racing in different classes now.
Yeah.
Will be fun.
Yeah, that makes it easier to root for both of them.
That's so fun. You were having to root against your brother. Yeah. Did you even look at him as your brother, like when Charlie was racing against him, or was he just number whatever? I can't remember his number off the top of my head, but
I cannot disclose that information.
Yeah,
Look, I wanted Charlie to beat everybody out there. Even if his mama was out there racing, I'd be cheering on Charlie. You know?
Does she know that?
Probably. She'd probably be cheering on Charlie even if she's out there racing.
Oh,
She would
that's
probably be
hilarious.
the worst to get in a race car though, because she's got this weird. She's very competitive,
Yeah.
so she don't compete. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she's hyper
Like,
competitive, so just
she's hyper
don't compete.
competitive, so she avoids competition.
Sure.
So
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I can only imagine Mary Beth in a race car. That would be pretty funny to watch.
that would be pretty wild.
That may be a hidden talent. You never know.
You never know. Charlie got it from somebody.
That's right. That's right. You ready to take a little ad break, man?
Yeah, let's take a little ad break.
All right, Chucker. So we are coming back in with a little bit of wildness, a little bit of artificial intelligence. We touched on it earlier in the show. I was listening to a Rogan podcast not too long ago, and there's this guy on there. I think his name was Asa Raskin, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on the name. But he was talking about he's working with artificial intelligence to essentially decode animal languages, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've started recording like large groups of animals, video recording and audio recording, giving it all to this artificial intelligence database and letting the database analyze it and all of that stuff. Few little interesting points, and I'm trying to remember all this off the top of my head. I should have pulled up something before the show, but whatever. A few of the things that were really, really interesting. One of the animals that they were studying was parrots. And what they learned is that parrots will go up to each of their babies and whisper their names in their ears until they start responding to it. And they name their young. They name all of their babies. And I thought that was really interesting how it'll just keep going up to their babies and whispering the names until they begin to react to it, until they begin to respond. Just like we would a dog, when you get a new dog, you just keep calling its name until they respond.
So is it like a bird sound?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're bird chirps. It's just
Okay.
the artificial intelligence, the AI has been able to tell the difference between this particular chirp, this particular chirp, this particular chirp, and it'll only use these particular chirps when referring to these particular birds. And so their names.
Okay. So parrots can talk.
Yeah, they have their own language.
But I know, but they will talk. They will say like, well, my uncle had one, but I can't really say what it would say.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you're talking about the English. Yes, they will recite English. Yeah.
So I wonder if they could be like taught to refer to their kids as like Bob.
Maybe we could teach them English names like for their young.
Bob.
That would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet.
Bob's just a parrot that's over there. It's just dumb as rip.
Oh, that would be really funny if we could do that. Now, one of the other studies that they're doing in the process of doing is with dolphins, and we've talked about dolphins a lot on this show. In previous episodes, we know they are super intelligent. We know that the U.S. Navy has a fleet of dolphins that they have on reserve, ready to use. We don't know what for. We know that we trained them back in like the 70s to detect water mines, right? Underwater mines. But now who knows what the heck they'd be used for. But anyway, they're out in Hawaii. Anyway, the artificial intelligence is studying dolphin languages. And what they figured out, dolphins also name their young. They were able, some trainers were able to teach a dolphin a gesture. And don't ask me how, but they were able to teach this dolphin the gesture of do something you've never done before. So what's crazy is if you think about that, that dolphin is then able to have complete memory of everything it's ever done. It's able to create a new movement that it's never done before. So it's able to remember, and it's able to create, and it's able to remember everything, and then it's able to negate all of that, to not do any of it, and then it's able to innovate something new. So dolphins are really, really smart. They're super intelligent. So these dolphins learn how to do something new. And what was really interesting is when they put two dolphins together and they said, do something together that you've never done before. The dolphins go down to the bottom of the pool. They exchange some sonic information. They talk back and forth, basically. They both come up, do a brand new trick they've never done before in synchronicity, like boom, together at the same time.
This ain't real.
They've got it all documented. I'm not saying it's real or not real. I'm just reading. I'm learning these scientific studies. I'm seeing what science is learning right now. And that's where we're at. So continuing with the dolphins though, like I said, they have their own languages. They name their young, they do all that. One of the other animals they also examined was false killer whales, which are basically dolphins that kind of look like killer whales. They just are named false killer whales. Well, in this particular part of the world, dolphins and false killer whales come together at one point in the year to hunt together. So these dolphins have their own language. These false killer whales have their own language. When the two pods come together, they have a third distinct language that they speak to each other to hunt together.
And they all know it?
They all know it. It's a completely separate language, but they're able to communicate. Man, how crazy is that? Yeah, we're learning a lot about it.
Why do we need to know this stuff?
Why do we need to know this stuff? Well, I don't know why we need to know it. I'm certainly curious about it. I don't know why I need to know it, though. That's an interesting question. Why do we need to know it as a civilization or as a society? Yeah. I think we need to know our place in the world. I think that's part of it. I think we need to know our place on this earth, man. We have dominion over this earth, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're like, I don't know, man. I think a lot of animals are way more intelligent than we give them credit for.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true.
I'll say that.
So it got me thinking when you were saying all that about the do something you've never done. All right, and then you got the killer whales, the orcas, that are attacking the boats.
Yeah.
For fun.
Yeah.
So they're telling the other one, hey, this was fun.
Yeah.
Let's go do this.
Yeah, that's what the scientists that have been researching those particular instances of the killer whales attacking boats, they're quite sure that it's just a game.
It's like some thug killer whales out there. And they're like, man, we're going to go watch this, dude.
Yeah, they're just out there vandalizing, essentially. It's just a game for them. It just gets their juices flowing.
They're like vandalizing boats.
Yeah, they're attacking the rudders on most of them. And yeah, so that's why the scientists are pretty sure that they don't necessarily mean harm or danger or anything like that to people. They're just having fun. So and teaching the game to other killer whales.
There's like skater whales.
Yeah.
Like old schools, not the new school skaters that are scared of everything.
Do you think they have like a version of Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy that plays like he was a skater boy, he said see you later, boy?
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm just a Weller boy. A boat tipping over. Nower boy.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's great, man. So we have these skater boy orcas out there in the ocean. But
have you
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about on the show was all that artificial intelligence stuff.
Have you seen the videos where the people's teaching their dogs to press the button and it says different things?
I've heard about the videos. I'm aware of a little bit of the intelligence, and so dogs are making the correct choices when they have English words written on there, right? Or something like that.
Right.
It's really weird.
But there was this one where the dog was concerned about somebody that was sitting on the couch, but there was nobody on the couch. They think the dog was seeing a ghost.
Oh, well, that's been something. I mean, people have talked about that for a long time. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, but animals getting these sixth senses. They've done studies on dogs. A dog can sense their owner coming home.
Yeah.
Like it'll get, excited and anxious and all that stuff minutes before the owner is even pulled into the driveway. They just have this sixth sense about them.
I've watched that with my dogs. Like cars can go up and down the driveway. I mean, up and down dirt road.
Mm-hmm.
But Mary Beth comes home and they start standing up, when she's probably a quarter mile away.
That's crazy, man. That's really crazy. We sit here and we like to talk about how dogs aren't that smart. We're so smart. We can build, we can do all these things. And I agree with that. But until recently, a dog could understand a whole lot more English than we could wolves. You know what I'm saying?
A dog is smart enough to live in the house and not plot to kill its owner.
That's right. That's right.
They are, as a species, they have said, you know what? These folks let us sleep inside.
They feed us every day.
Let's not kill them. Cats, they have not made that decision.
Dude, my girls, here's the thing. My girl's covered in scratches right now from Toby.
Yeah.
Covered in scratches.
It's because it's a cat. It's a wild animal.
Yeah.
That is a killer.
Yes.
It is a trained killer.
Trained killer. They are very good at it too.
And you can't get it to kill for you.
Nope.
It kills for it.
Right.
A dog, you can teach them to kill for you because you let them sleep in the house.
That's right. That's right.
The cat is letting you sleep in the house.
That's so weird. That's so weird. What if you woke up to a cat just eating you? It thought you were dead or something.
Oh.
I bet that's happened before.
I won't ever have to worry about that.
No indoor cats for you?
No, we've had this discussion at my house. We're not cat people. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, we've tried a couple of times in the past. I guess we didn't learn our lesson. We didn't learn our lesson. We've got to try again.
Well, you're still at that age. Y'all
I guess. I guess. All right, so we're going to hit our new segment, the Conspiracy Corner. You ready for this, man?
Yes. Are we going to have some cool intro music for it eventually?
Yeah, we're definitely going to figure something out for it.
Like Starsky and Hutch?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know, for some reason right now, I watched that movie, The Iron Claw, this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And I'm hooked on 80s wrestling graphics.
Well, 80s wrestling graphics were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
That's what Macho Man was born out of.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Macho Man Randy Savage.
Snap into a slip jump.
The cream of the crop. All right. Pulling up the conspiracy corner for this week. Here is the conspiracy. During Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking.
That's
true. The conspiracy. Here's the truth of it. Crazy conspiracy theories almost always suggest the government is behind it all. And they were right again. Manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their product with dangerous chemicals for years prior to Prohibition. But between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine. That didn't stop the bootleggers or their customers, and by the end of Prohibition, more than 10,000 Americans had been killed by tainted booze. Limiting alcohol is a health advice doctors can agree on, but these 11 health controversies and conspiracies will still divide, and this just goes on. It wants me to dive into some more conspiracies, but I don't want to do that.
So
what do you think about that, man? Have you ever heard of that one before?
So basically, they were making, like, people might want to drink rubbing alcohol, and they said, no, let's put some poison in that rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Which is probably still in that rubbing alcohol, because it will make you sick if you drink it, from what I've heard. I've never tried it.
I have not either.
So, yeah, I think they're doing that. I think they're part of the fentanyl problem in the United States right now.
The government.
Yeah, because, okay, I have this. It kind of goes to what I heard on a podcast the other day about how the 60s music and the drug culture was kind of pushed up and brought up by the CIA to help eliminate the drugs and the psychedelics.
Sure.
Because they said,
sense.
Look at these dirty hippies doing their LSD.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have this. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
or y'all can't have this. We need to be able to.
Yeah. And so you take that mindset, and then you look at the chopper shows on Discovery Channel.
Mm-hmm.
We built up all this chopper stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had people have been building their own motorcycles since the beginning of motorcycles.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And getting them tagged and licensed. Well, as the popularity of this show come up, they said, oh, we can't have people building their own motorcycles. So they made a new law that you can only build 1 or 2 motorcycles a year and have it tagged. Like, say you built it from scratch, they come up with this law for that.
Orange County Choppers they basically created a law.
They didn't create the law. The government took
but
the popularity of the motorcycle, and then it caused the law to happen.
Wow.
All right. Then you look at the gun shows that come on to Discovery.
Yep.
And that was like, oh, cool. Guns are cool. Guns are cool. I like guns.
I do too.
And then they come up with that, and then they ended up going after these small people that build and manufacture gun modification parts and stuff like that.
Yep.
Then you look at the Diesel Brothers. They come up. Oh, look, the Diesel Brothers. This show's popular.
Yep.
So I think they might be propping these, being producer type situations where they make this thing mainstream so they can attack it.
Sure. Yeah, they're essentially propping it up. They're instigators.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like they were at the FBI was at January 6th and the Governor Whitmer freaking kidnapping and all these other things.
Yeah, they're in all this stuff. And
inciting.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's a conspiracy theory in this week's Conspiracy Corner that we can fully believe that the powers that be wanted to stop alcohol. They wanted to stop it totally for whatever reason, even though I don't know what their thinking was behind it. They were able to get the religious side of the thing to get those people to flip.
Oh, for sure.
And but I don't know what the end game of the government's point of view of it was.
With the alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
unless it was just to be a more productive worker in the.
I think it was just to be that much more controlling.
Yeah, to be a better. Everything in America since the Industrial Revolution has been geared towards making you a better worker for the corporate powers.
Yeah, absolutely. For the powers that be. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Rockefeller, or was it Rockefeller? Who designed the school system?
I believe that was Rockefeller. So the school system, they don't want you to learn in a way that expands your mind. They want you to learn in a way that makes you a good rule follower.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't think outside the box. Do not be don't be thinking about these other things. Don't have free thinking or even really good decision making or critical thinking. You know what I mean?
that's why I've never been a big fan of very strict dress codes. Like I
Mm,
understand you had to have some guidelines,
sure.
but like saying somebody needs to wear a uniform to school is basically saying we can't we instead of enforcing this is what you should wear, we're saying you wear this uniform because you're going to wear a uniform the rest of your life, whether you're in jail,
Mm,
working for an industry, or you're a cop.
yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
going to go ahead and brainwash you to dress the way we want you to dress,
Yeah, absolutely. Or military. I mean,
or
there's so many.
military, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's so crazy, man. I'm with you though. I think that has been a lot of it. I mean, control has been a huge part of it, and preparing us for that sort of lifestyle, that worker bee lifestyle. You
yeah,
know, um, where we're just working for the weekend, constantly working for the weekend. I do. I think you're right on that. I think the government has put a lot of things in place to train us to be like that.
and I think that's part of why they don't like the American farmer. Yeah, they prop
Mm.
them up with subsidies and stuff, but when it comes down to it, they don't like the freedom that the farmer represents. It's
Yeah, I was
like
about to say the subsidies don't necessarily do the farmer any good
right,
because then he
right.
doesn't have to go out there and earn his buck.
There's a quote in Easy Rider.
Okay.
It's about freedom.
Mm, this ought to be interesting.
It's one of my favorite movies because it 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 goes it talks about so much of this stuff that
Hmm.
you know it's it's like they're talking. It's like, oh yeah, they're going to talk to you. They're going to talk to you all about individual freedom. But when they
Sure.
see a free individual, it's going to scare them.
Mm, mm, that's true.
So they're saying, oh, look at all this stuff you get to do. Blah 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 blah
That's
blah blah.
true.
Blah, 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 blah. But when you got somebody that's actually a free thinker, they're going to
Yeah.
make you into the to an evil person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh.
and both sides do it.
Sure. Sure. If
Like
we, yeah, politically, yeah, absolutely.
we don't know anything about Victor Ramaswamy, you
No,
know, but
I know he made his
autom-
money from pharmaceuticals, and we need to
automatically,
question that.
yeah, but automatically the Trumpkin, the far right Trumpkin, you know, the guy that lives and dies by whatever Donald Trump says, is automatically this guy's a plant.
Sure. Sure.
He's saying the same thing Donald Trump's saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, that guy is somewhat thinking free. So
Yep.
they don't like that. That guy's a plant. He's got to be a plant.
Got to be.
Bernie Sanders,
Come
uh, you know, yeah, all the houses and all that. Let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about. Let's look at it
on.
like we didn't know that.
Right.
Like
Right.
old school Bernie Sanders, we didn't know
Yeah.
about all the houses. Um, you know, what did his side do? They squashed him because he wasn't. He
Yep.
was a free individual, but you know, he
He
was
wasn't
thinking
marching to their
free.
tune though.
He wasn't marching. Alex Jones,
Yep. That's another one.
uh,
Got to toe the line.
Joe Rogan. Look how they go after him about the whole ivermectin thing.
Sure. Sure.
You
The
know,
media did for sure.
um, so yeah, you get they don't like freedom,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, they don't. Certainly, I think the government would prefer for us to not think for ourselves.
and the reason why corporations want the government to do influence the government into making different labor laws and stuff like that is that way they're not looked at as the necessarily the bad guy.
Right. Right.
An example of that is Walmart supported free health care, the
Mm.
Obamacare. Well, why did Walmart, the largest employer in the United States, support it? Because they don't want to compete for people to work there like have to compete against UPS that has great health care for their employees. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Spiral rabbit hole.
Well, hey, I mean, typically speaking, if it involves the government, there is probably no good. It's probably shady.
Yeah.
It's so corrupt.
I don't trust either side.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
I think I really don't trust people that are excited about being a leader.
Yeah, that's something I think we've talked about it on the podcast before. The best leader is a reluctant leader.
Yes, I like reluctant leaders. I'm like, well, I guess I'm your guy then.
Yeah, I guess there's no one else here. Okay.
But these guys that their dreams to be president.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You can't trust that guy. Who wants that job?
No one should want that job. No one should want that weight. So if you do want it, it's for personal gain purposes. It's for power. It's for pride. It's for whatever.
Yeah, I think Trump did some good things while he was president. The economy was better, gas was cheaper, all this stuff.
Sure.
But I think at the end of the day is he'd already made all this money. He was already famous on TV. So what's left? President. Let's go do that then.
Let's go do that then.
How are we going to get president? Well, this group thinks this, but this group's easy to infiltrate.
This one over here doesn't have a strong leader right now. You can probably
and you have given to both parties over the career of your business career, so you can kind of be whatever you want to be.
That's right. That's a good point. You think it could have just been the next mountain for him to conquer?
Yeah.
A guy who has everything.
Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate the low gas prices, and I'd love to have him back. I mean, if he wants to be a president again, if he lives that
he does.
He
does certainly want to be president again.
I welcome him back, but
yeah,
I don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't trust any of them.
I don't trust his brand of Christianity that he claims he is.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a whole nother topic. We've never had a president who didn't claim to be Christian.
Right.
It's never existed. So eventually, you're going to get some weird ones, and you're going to get some guys who are very and I don't know President Trump personally, but you're going to eventually get people who are inauthentic, right? They're just claiming the religion because they have to.
Yeah. I think his son's probably pretty cool to hang out with.
He looks kind of cool to hang out with, right?
He'd probably be more fun than Hunter Biden just because you could survive the weekend.
I was about to say, Donald Trump Jr. looks like the guy who would do cocaine and hookers and not be like strung out on the bed for days. Like he does the cocaine and hookers. That's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry I don't know if that's all right or not, but
I know
you know what I mean? Like he looks like he makes the cocaine and hookers look fun while Hunter makes the cocaine and hookers look terrible.
Yeah. He's going and getting the premium stuff.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden's going down to, Stewart Avenue in Atlanta. Metropolitan, whatever it's called.
Metropolitan now. Get it right.
Excuse me.
Get it right.
Still the same road. Still got the same stuff on it.
Don Jr., dude. He would be a lot of fun to party with. Hunter, though? Hunter would be a lot of fun, too. I think he's a wild boy.
He is wild.
He's a wild boy. And you might be able to paint a little bit with him. You don't know?
Yeah, painting's fun.
All right, man. You got a meme for me this week, dude?
I do have a meme.
Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. It is a picture of Dana White's body with Napoleon Dynamite's face photoshopped onto it, and it says Napoleon Dana White.
This looks like somebody we know.
It looks like somebody we know.
It looks like someone that we know and sometimes listens to the show.
You got me, dude. You got me. Who do you think this looks? Can you call him out by name, or do we got to wait till after the show?
By name, but I'll just say that he works with us.
It doesn't do me enough good. It doesn't do me enough good.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. You'll probably just have to tell me because
I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah, tell me after the show. It's a hilarious meme though. I absolutely love it. I'm a big Dana White fan and Napoleon Dynamite fan, so it works out. Thank you so much. Great meme. I love it.
It's a good show.
Good chuckle to me. Been a good show, man. We got to shout out the Eating Chambers. Go check them out. The Eating Chambers channel. It's on YouTube. Just like we are again.
Yeah. We're gonna have Drew on here for too long.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll jump on an episode. I think he's going to cater the Uno tournament, which we still have to hammer the date down for. Let's do that today.
We're kind of waiting for Sonoa to come out with their schedule.
I see.
Because
see what the racing schedule looks
Saturday
like.
Practice and a Saturday podcast would, we need.
That's a lot.
So
yeah, I got you, man. I got you. We'll figure it all out. Thank you so much, Night Shifters, for listening to episode 126. Make sure you check out the Eating Chambers channel on YouTube and Last Night's Coffee on YouTube. Oh yeah, like us, subscribe to us, do all that, review us, rate us on Spotify,
and we'll see y'all next week.
Later on.